afternoon, world. I guess I really made this video, or shall I say started it, just to be consistent, y'all. Just to keep it consistent. Real self-conscious about making sure I speak loud enough on my videos to be able to hear myself, so that when I post these on TV, things will be clear. It'll all be clear. It's really a nice day today. Extremely nice day. I'm gonna go in the house and go get my life together, y'all, and enjoy this day. Enjoy this day. I feel like I got a completely different energy than what I had yesterday, besides the fact that my hair is different, but it's not even just that. Just the way I feel. The time I put into myself. As far as my self-love and my I've been treating myself real good, taking good care of myself, keeping my body young, and been taking care of my body, taking care of my mental health, releasing, spending more time with myself, grounding myself, planning, Sometimes you got so much stuff going on that, it don't be a sound mind. I can say that my mind is sound now, It's sound. Stuff, I know it be sound when stuff just be popping up in my head, y'all. Do one thing and it just be like, all I can say is that whenever you at the right place at the right time, maybe everything may not make sense, but certain things, it'll just click in your head and it'll just make sense without you even trying. When you put thought into things, you put too much thought into trying to figure things out, it don't be working. But when you just don't think about it, all of a sudden, it makes sense. Because your judgment is clouded when you got different things going on, It's clouded. It's fixated on this. It's creating fake scenarios, Mind is really a tricky thing. People just don't even understand how much. And it can store so much. And your nervous system be connected to it, And you don't even know why certain things make you feel uncomfortable, because you don't spend time, managing your thoughts. Or even just thinking and putting, just thinking about life. Or even trying to get an understanding. Most people don't even want an understanding. Do you hear me? They don't even want an understanding. They want to believe what they want to believe, But that's everybody, right? Ain't that everybody? They want to believe what they want to believe. And you can't save nobody. I'm so happy I realized that so long ago. You can't save anyone. You can't make it easy for somebody. Oh, yeah, you can. You can make it easy for somebody. But you can't do everything for them, They got to bump their own head. Figure it out. How I feel, not going to be how you feel, So you got to, you got to figure it out for yourself. Like, people be asking me questions and, like, how you know this and how you know that. And, so what do this mean? Like, to me, it means nothing to me. It might mean everything to you, Or this mean everything to me might mean nothing to you. For real. Like spirituality. It's everything to me. It may mean nothing to you. Nothing. Nothing at all, y'all. I guess you would call this sun gazing, because I'm really just enjoying the sun's company, or whatever you want to call it. Radiance. Radiance. Make it beautiful. Radiance. just so peaceful. You know what I mean? Peaceful. Stuff like this this would be a moment, what I would call, that's why I'm not in a rush to get on my camera, because I'm not running out of time. One, which I'll get into in a minute. But this would be a moment that I just be, you know? Just enjoy this moment, you know? Just take a deep breath. Just breathe, you know? I could say, when you do things like that, then you'll remember that moment, you know? Just that moment. But when you're trying to do more than one thing, or you're not focused, or you're not, your mind all over the place, it's like moving blind. Like when you take a deep breath, just sit here, just take a deep breath. Like, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm going to remember this moment. It was peaceful, serene. I've always liked serene places, you know what I mean? Secluded and serene. Because I feel like that's when I find me. That's when I find myself. That's exactly when I find myself. That's when I find I just start thinking good, happy thoughts. Good, happy thoughts, or positive thoughts, or, growth thoughts, or, new habits, or, new plans, new insights, new philosophies, new experiences, opportunities, things, people, That's when I think of those things. Like, I realize that I could be around anybody. When I be around people, I don't miss a beat. I don't miss a bird. I don't miss an animal. I don't miss an insect, a moment, an item. I don't miss nothing. Not even by choice, by birthright, Like I was born just observant, like paying attention to everything. Not what you say, as I was saying, not what you say, but how you say it, or, the energy behind it, or the spirit, or, those type of things. I just watch out for shit that other people don't even be looking for, Stuff like that. I had a point to the story, but, like I always say, if it's important, it'll come back. And if not, then God don't want me to talk about it. I realized when I put so much power, when I realized that my purpose was to speak and to use my voice and to use my wisdom and to use my, intuition and everything else that God has blessed me with. When I realized that, I started really seeing the power of words. And, I just started feeling like, I ain't going to say feeling. I started knowing, really. Because the things that I know, right? And God would just, I'd be speaking, and God would just take, the thought out of my head if God don't feel like, if God sometimes feel like I'm going to make a fool of myself, or if it's not irrelevant, that's the word, irrelevant. Gotta, I guess what I call it is still my train of thought. I guess it's more other, more important, beautiful things to talk about. Or sometimes it could be a thing from the ego that I be deciding to talk about, or an opinion that I have on something, and God be like, nah, that ain't gonna help. Basically, don't waste your breath. Sometimes don't even prophesize for this person. Because this person want to believe what they want to believe. They want to do what they want to do. And they rather find it easier to navigate through the dark than get God's light, and God's guidance, It's easier that way. It's easier that way, Like I say about my life. Before I had to step up, before God called me home, you hear me? And I mean home in the sense of, heaven on earth, like one-on-one with God. Like, you don't got to be dead to be home. Like they say, people go to heaven and they feel at home, or they feel peace, something that they probably never felt before, I can honestly say, like, I'm one of the few in life that can really say that I experienced peace. I experienced heaven on earth. I experienced abundance of love. I experienced, the greatest responsibilities and the greatest experiences of joy and happiness and grace and gratitude and, memorable moments. Like, I can say that at this point in my life, I live my life. I'm living life. I'm not surviving, you know. I know what it's about. I know my direction. I know where I'm going, I know where my future taking me. I know what steps I need. Even if sometimes the steps do get a little bit more harder, but I be having to remember sometimes God be telling me, you're not asking for easy things. You get what I'm saying? You asking. I already feel like I'm taking on the weight of the world. People don't be getting it, but you ask to become a doctor. You ask to become a healer. You ask for people's life, to be in your hands, as far as you being responsible. You ask to have all the answers. So now you got to distribute them out, This is what you asked for. So you can't think you're going to have no easy path of getting there, no matter how much good you do. It's not an easy path, It's not an easy path, but all I can do, I can really say that in 5 months, I feel like I've experienced so much in these 5 months. And I think I am to the point now to where if anything comes my way, I think I'll know how to handle it. Because before, I don't know. I could just say that a lot of things could have been discerned early on, It could have been discerned early on. But now I guess the level of trust that I have in myself and my capabilities and my problem solving skills and certain things that I never thought I'd be able to manage or get through or put behind me, I've learned now. Or even how I feel a little bit more in tune to where when I go out in public, I knew these things before, but I really couldn't put my finger on it. But now it's a lot of stuff. I think I learned a lot of lessons since January 13th. Lots of lessons. That I'm happy in a sense because now I know I can't let, I didn't even know what a boundary was, really, So I just started telling myself, if you ask me what a boundary is anything that you're not okay with and you let slide. That was I look at it like this. That's opening the door for it, Somebody say a certain comment and you don't reply or you don't stop them. You don't tell them that's something that you don't like. It's about not speaking up for yourself. And how you feel. No matter what it is, can't nobody tell you how to feel. Can't nobody tell you what you can and can't do and what you can like and what you can't like, Can't nobody do that. You got that right. You got that right to claim that, you want to be happy. You got the right to claim that you don't want to suffer no more. You got the right to claim that you don't want to be in poverty no more. You got the right to claim that you don't want to be negative no more. You got the right to claim that you don't want to be evil no more. You got the right to claim it. But now the work you willing to put in to get that, that's a whole nother story. It all depends on how bad you want it. You always got to ask yourself that about things to keep yourself motivated. When it get bad, how bad do you want it? It's bad, but how bad do you want it? You hear me? Do you really want to be this? Can you see yourself doing this? If you can't do, the hard path, sometimes you should keep that in mind. Keep it simple. Keep it at a bare minimum. If that's all you want from your life, because failure is too much for you to bear. Putting your all into something and not getting nothing out of it. That's if you can't go out and go take that risk and think that this is the risk that I'm taking, I'm taking this risk. If it don't work out, I may get kicked down. When you take a risk or anything you decide to do, you should just keep in mind, like I said, that it may happen or it may not happen. Just keep both possibilities open. But you go for the more positive side, but always keep it realistic, Keep it realistic. Make a plan. Plan it out, Give yourself some short-term goals of stuff you can do before you get there and how you gonna get there, Plan A, B, C, and D, like my aunt used to always do. She had plan A, B, C, and D, But at the same time, don't be shocked by surprises, You can have A, B, C, and D, but you never know what might happen because this is life, all about change, all about growth, You just never know. Anything can happen at any given time. So in a sense, it's like, I always tell people, live for the future. Plan for the future, but make time in between to still live, just in case there ain't no future. Just in case what you want ain't promised. Just in case it's a plot twist. Just in case it's a turn, a detour, And don't make it complicated, Gotta think about that, If you know something, it's just like danger. Say, for instance, you're on a path, and then a person come with something you like that triggers you, and you go down that path with this person, and you doing this, you got to keep in mind what you have at risk, what you have at stake, Keep those things in mind. Is this person aligning with what you want? If not, how do you think that's going to hinder you? Even with your time, even with your thoughts, even with your energy. What are y'all planning to do? Where is this going? What am I getting from this person? If you ain't getting nothing from the person, and not materialistically, but if you ain't getting nothing from the person, then what you doing? No energy, no positive vibes, no direction, no plans. We just doing, We just chilling, We just doing nothing together, We just wasting our time together. For real. Be crazy. So, like I said, I value peace. I know what I value. I value peace. I value joy. I value laughter. I value happiness. I value inspiring others, helping others, making a difference. I enjoy these things. So what do I got to do to continue to enjoy these things? I have to manage, who I allow around me so that I can continue to be, in these state of consciousness. On this level of vibration, I know what lowers my vibration. I know what makes me overthink. I know these things. So what do I say? Once you know better, you got to do better. And that's what I say, like with God, y'all. God know I know better. I had asked so many questions my whole life, and God didn't just at one day, or over time or through experiences gave me all the answers that I needed, right? So now I ain't got no choice but to do better. I have to. Because now I know. Now I got it on my conscience when I don't do better. God expects different from me. And I realize that. So can't nobody take me all the paths that I used to go down, meaningless paths that I used to go down. I can't go down them no more. Not even if I wanted to, because I can't ignore it anymore. I'm not dumb no more. You can't get away with it no more. I learned. I know. I've experienced. I paid the price. Do you hear me? I found out the hard way. For real. Found out the hard way. Nope, this is not for me. I can't do this. This ain't where I should be. And guess what? I did used to judge myself, but I don't judge myself. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? If I do, that's like a person, an entrepreneur. They got 10 jobs. So if one of their jobs is this, how can you really judge them? They doing a whole bunch of shit. Just like life. You think God gonna judge you because 1, 2, 3 chapters was bad? 4 chapters was bad? You don't think at any given day that the story could change and get better? That you could be doing something different? That the life you once had could be something from the past, and you could be living a whole completely different life in the same life just by decision and mindset, And just asking yourself, how bad do you want certain things? And stressing yourself over the things you can control, and not even that. Not even that. You don't want to be mentally imprisoned. Y'all know what that is? Depressed, sad, just, thoughts nonstop. You know what I mean? Missing out on your human life because you want to live in your head. Lowering your vibration. Doing things that you know ain't good for you. Like, I just love the saying about fools. It's like fools, you forgive them. You forgive everybody. But fools, you just give them a little, you a fool. You don't know better. But a person that know, God not going to let y'all keep playing with them. Keep playing with him. Trust me. I didn't seen it before. Just like with me. God is not going to let his people keep playing with him. You going to come a time of the day that you I mean, you always got free will. You can be as stubborn as you want to, but you're going to make it real hard for yourself. Feel like for me, I came to the point that I buckled to my knees. That's how I feel spiritually, to God, to ask God, please, I need you. I need answers now. And I can't even say he just gave them to me. They came in layers, letting go my hurt, my pain, and all the questions. I had to let go of everything that I thought I knew about myself and relearn myself, you know, and relearn everything that I have always been taught and always challenged or, just wanted to know. I had to be rebuilt from the inside out, starting with the inside. I went under a transformation, major transformation. And something just told me, like, just meditate, So I meditated. And I be telling people all the time, I meditated for months, y'all. And there was no results. Things was getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I just didn't get it. But I was still doing it every day. Every single day. Until one day, things just got better. Things got better. I should have been giving myself a pat on the back the whole time that I was overcoming things. But I was confused. And that's, also one of the worst things you can be is confused. So that was in my beginning stage. But at least I can look back now and, being able to pinpoint what things were, But I had to purge, y'all. I had to literally purge. And that was not an easy process, y'all. I was so miserable. Miserable. So miserable. And it was crazy because the whole time I thought I wasn't doing nothing. I'm like, damn, I ain't doing nothing important with my life. Like, no motivation, nothing really going on. Just sadness and living day to day. Y'all know how that be. And then, boom, I thought I was missing something. I thought I was, missing out on life whole time. You hear me? The whole time I was doing so much work. You hear me? Whole time I was accomplishing so much that was going to help me throughout life. Unbeknownst to me. You hear me? Unbeknownst to me. Whole time I was getting strong. Whole time I was learning shit that I was processing things more and more. Whole time. For real. And then look. Soon as everything changed for me, the beginning stages, and it's crazy because I can talk about it now because then I didn't even realize that things had changed until I look back at them now. I'm looking at it now, a year later, y'all. Like, damn, that's crazy. I'm really in the same point again, so I don't even know why I really can't even be mad because in 1 year, last year, I was confused on where I was going. I thought I was missing out on something. I thought I was supposed to be doing something else, but really I was doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing. I was at the right place at the right time, healing. Do you hear me? Doing shit that was going to take me 10 steps forward, 10 steps forward. And right when I got my Trinity, mind, body, and soul right, you hear me? Finally happy, looking at life literally. I didn't know plenty of days. I didn't just woke up and I didn't went to the same place, maybe with the same thing, right? Same clothes or whatever, right? Same amount of everything that I have as far as materialistically goes. And I just go to the same place and feel different. You hear me? Feel vision. See shit that I never seen before. In the same spot. That's when I knew I changed. I knew it. So as I was saying, I thought I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And then boom, y'all, when I got to where I was going, when I got to my destination, y'all, I had already processed some stuff. I was still in my beginning stage. And when I got to that destination, I realized that everything I had done, the blood I had seen, the people who passed in front of me, the chaos. Ooh, the chaos. You hear me? Especially the chaos. The drugs. Especially the drugs, y'all. Especially. All this stuff I went through that I thought I shouldn't have went through was for a purpose. The blood, so I wouldn't be scared, You know how people act about blood. If I had never seen so much blood throughout my life before, I don't think I would be so insensitive to it, If I didn't already live in chaos, I probably would have been all over the place when I got to that destination, which was the surgery room, If I didn't already know about drugs, I probably wouldn't have been knowledgeable when a patient was just, loopy and just out of it like that if I had never had those experiences in Acorn. You hear me? So I realized that everything was for a purpose. And I got to that job. It's crazy. I got to that job and I seen opportunity. I thought it was a perfect opportunity for me, for growth, for learning, for being hands-on. I thought it was a perfect opportunity. Other people didn't think the same thing, right? I seen it as a playground. I seen it as a place to learn, to get my feet wet, to get my foot in the door, I didn't know that I would one day that one experience right there would have took me places. I didn't have no dreams before I came, y'all. I didn't have no vision before I came, y'all. Yeah, I was going to school, but I was just, I did see myself behind the doctor's office, but I really didn't know where I was going to go from there, I wasn't looking up information to take things further than that at the time, But after that, y'all, that gave me a vision. That showed me who I was. I found myself. I was already finding myself. But there, I don't know what you want to call it, but I feel like in a sense I just pulled everything out, all ideas together. And I pulled them together, and I made it make sense. I made it make sense. And I held that so dear to my heart because that's the biggest I got as far as success goes. They just didn't understand that, experience that I had at that job, in the beginning. All I can say is that they don't even understand what experiences I had before I got there. You get what I'm saying? I had some, they don't even know what type of hindrance I had or type of stuff that I had before I got there, But the best thing is that you never judge a book by its cover. That's the best thing about it. They didn't know I've been to prison. They didn't know I was, I experienced a whole lot to make me strong before I got there. They didn't know that. They didn't know I was just lost, They didn't know that. I didn't show them that, But I kind of did because, some things the naked eye can see. So I came and I tell people all the time, I came and I was destitute, y'all. I feel like I was just a nervous little girl. I was just going through, a process of adoption and the beginning stages and just had a baby. My baby was only 3 weeks at the time, Although he don't live with me still, I was, healing from that mentally, physically, and emotionally. I wasn't all the way at 100% when I got there, But it was crazy because I learned myself so much over time and I became so confident in myself and my work and my abilities and my strength and my power and my energy. I became so confident in who I was, from the inside out, y'all. So I started exuberating these qualities. Do you hear me? I started treating myself good. I started growing up. I started being a woman, I started wanting more for myself. I started knowing my power. As I was saying, I started knowing my power. But like I said, I hold it so dear and close to my heart that I thought that I was nothing without this job, y'all. Even though I knew who I made the job. I made this job paradise is what I used to call it. Welcome to paradise. Took good care of any patient that I came in contact with. Remembered their first, last, meds, and everything. I was passionate. That's what made me different. I genuinely cared. It was already what type of person I was that I realized everything of the qualities of what I had, I thought it was for nothing. I thought I was naive. I thought I was dumb. But really, I realized that a lot of people in the world, they ain't good-hearted. They're just not, But that's what we need more of. That's what I am set an example of. That's what I did. And I guess God wanted me, like when I left that job, I loved that job probably more than, I don't know. But I loved that job a lot. I put everything into it. So I guess, sometimes, even though feel like I was living, what God told me to do, I wasn't putting it before God. But at the same time, I think God told me that I needed to find self-love by myself, that nobody else could, be around, no relationship, no job, no commitment could take me away from, trying to feel whole with this. God wanted me to feel whole by myself. God wanted me able to be strong by myself. God wanted me to be able to be in solitary and be fine with that, God wanted me to love myself so much that I didn't need it from nobody else. I didn't want it from nobody else. Even though I still want it, who don't want it? But at the same time, God made me so strong that I can be okay without it. That I can trust myself when it ain't nobody else around. That I can take his advice or mine over anybody else's. God gave me that. God showed me that over this time. God made me strong. He made me question myself. He made me let go. God told me he had better for me. And on certain days, I say, damn, it didn't make no sense. But then I have to think to myself, look at this time last year. This time last year, it didn't make no sense. This time last year, I didn't even have no experience. You get what I'm saying? This time last year, this same time, for real. And look where it took me. Look what I done had all these experiences and changed immensely. The most level of change that I've been on in 1 year. So if I can do all of that in 1 year, what do I think I'm going to be at in the next year? How can I be sad over today? How can I be sad over yesterday? How can I be sad over a couple months ago when that was just the beginning? When I have way more experiences to experience. You know, how could I? How? How can I not be blessed and grateful for where I've gotten and what God has shown me and what God has showed me, yeah, basically that I'm already blessed with and blessing me with more? How can I? All these things that I didn't got under my belt, pat myself on the back for, celebrate myself for. How can I be mad about anything or confused about the future? Because if I was supposed to be somewhere, anything that's meant to happen, that's going to happen. So you don't worry or stress yourself or fear yourself over the unknown, right? If you meant to get shot, you going to get shot. Guess what? No matter where you at. Even if it's your beef or not your beef. That's the power of fate. You hear me? If you meant for something happening, yeah, there are free will choices. Yeah, there is, the power of choice. And sometimes going down the wrong street can prevent certain things. But God had to show me this time that you can do everything and you can go down the wrong street or you can go down the right street, or God can give you any type of guidance or you can get any type of intuition. But guess what? For one, karma is not, first off, everything is not always a product of karma. Sometimes good things happen to bad people. And bad things happen to good people, like me. You hear me? I had to realize that. This is what God has shown me over time. God has shown me patience. You know what I mean? Patience, grasshopper. That's what God's been telling me. No matter how hard it's been. I don't know. I just be thinking to myself, it'd be so crazy. I'm really talking to myself, y'all. Of course I'm talking to myself because I'm talking to my camera, but I be having this is how I speak life into myself. For real. I go on here and challenge my own way of thinking and my own negative thoughts and my own compulsive behavior, or impulsive behavior. I challenge that in myself to be like, Khadija, come on now. Because my brain, y'all don't even understand how much I could mentally go through because I done been through so much. Y'all just don't get how it's whatever light you look at it, whatever way you take it, however you solved it, if you healed through it or if you didn't heal through it, if it's still hindering you or you let it go. All of that type of stuff, I could have went through like maybe... I'm not even going to count thoughts. I don't even know how to count thoughts. But I can go through a whole mood swing and process of shit that could affect me. It just depends. I have that ability. I can think about some pain that's hurt me so bad and trigger things so deep inside of me. That's what I could do, right? I could think about that. And how life was so unfair to me. I could think about that, right? I could. And put myself in a turmoil of negative thinking and thoughts and feeling like I'm not good enough. Or I could speak life into myself and tell myself that, one, give yourself a pat on the back because, that wasn't fair to you. It's okay. You didn't know no better. That's what you got to tell yourself. You didn't know no better. If you knew better, you would have did better. You were sensitive at that time. You could tell yourself all kind of things. But make sure at the end of the day, you be kind to yourself. How the fuck you gonna forgive somebody else before you forgive yourself? I could really teach a class. I'm telling you, that's how I feel. I could really teach a class about energy, about healing, y'all. Because it'd be so funny. People, they think it happened overnight. No, it happens in layers. It's that out of sight, out of mind mindset that you got. Out of sight, out of mind. You don't think about it. You gonna have a trigger. You're going to have a trigger. Guess what the trigger is? A test. You still over it? Or do you still feel like they got you messed up? And you know what? The best thing I done heard? People know where they got you messed up. Y'all, when you do different things, you may think like, oh, sometimes, this person don't know. But sometimes they do know. They freaking know. They know when they see you doing kind things that they would never do it for you because they ain't that type of person. They know. They are oblivious. They don't want to know. They don't want to change. They think something wrong with you because you super kind and you super polite. They think something wrong with you, like this motherfucker dumb. Or they try to use you, or they trying to manipulate you, you know? I'm the type of person, I'm still going to be that boss. I'm still going to be that person. But as far as those tactics you trying, those manipulative tactics, oh, I'm going to make sure that don't work. I'm not even going to engage. I used to engage. I used to feel like maybe I should just tell this person something. I used to use my damn power of my voice and the negative effects of my anxiety against me. You know, thinking that if something went wrong, I could explain. You know, if it made me feel uneasy when something happened, I would explain. So we can be on the same page and just start thinking that give a damn about being on the same page with nobody. Like, I remember, I'm not even trying to be cocky, y'all, but this is me just stepping back into my power, y'all. I remember the doctor at my job, he didn't like me, y'all, right? So the coworker would be telling me, like, oh, he don't like you. Huh? You know what I told her? I used to let it get to me in the beginning. I said, I don't like him. You hear me? I don't give a damn who don't like me. I'm an important person. Not to say that he's not, but at the same time, because he the doctor, I'm supposed to try to get him to like me. But he ain't even a likable person. I'm the likable person. He should be liking me. I'm the doctor. Even though he's really the doctor. I'm the future. You hear me? I'm the future. I'm the one that's going to take this and run with it. You get what I'm saying? Even though he's already up there, I ain't taking away from his accreditation. I know it was a hard process. I ain't taking away from his accreditation. But as far as integrity goes, you're not going to make me feel any type of way or any less of a human because I don't have what, you know? Like, my friends would tell you, anybody would tell you, when it comes to being a doctor, I mean, I don't know everything. I barely even know jack squat other than anything outside of the vascular, you know, lower extremity procedures. I know a lot about that. I mean, a lot. For real. I know a whole lot about that. But that's the field that I want to be in. I can't tell you anything about another type of specialty as far as being a doctor or the schooling or the, you know, I can't tell you anything about that process. But y'all, I'm the future. For real. People are really, it was funny to me. It just really let me know that that's when I know I just stopped giving a fuck. Just like I tell people all the time, if I'm going to lose a friend behind anything, you know, how I feel or what my damn purpose is, like I do, prophesize or go up to people and give them energy and tell them whatever God tell me to tell them. If I'm going to lose a friend behind it, then guess what? You just wasn't meant to be around me. I ain't going to run. I ain't going to chase. I ain't going to beg. I ain't going to send no paragraph. Bye. This is what I do. Like, that's what people don't get about me. My damn purpose is to God. I don't care who I got to hurt behind that. I don't care who can't be around me behind that. I take this serious. Take it very serious. Hold it close and dear to my heart. I wouldn't do nothing to take me off the path that I'm on. I wouldn't do nothing to take me away from being a vessel from God or my purpose. That's what people fail to realize. You know, before you probably could have took me off my path if I said I was going somewhere. You probably could have had me stay with you just a little bit longer. But now you don't get that luxury. You don't get that luxury to just linger around me and do nothing around me. You can't do that because I can't do that. I can't go for that no more. I can't stand on that no more. I can't stand on believing that people are who they say they are no more. I believe everybody as such. They can show me different or, you know, or not. You know? I don't put no label on it, though. I call it how I see it. That's what I call discernment. You call it how you see it. But you don't put no label on it because that's just where they at. They could be a hoe today and a mom tomorrow. Do you hear me? That's just where they at. They could be a bum today and a successful person, not tomorrow. But maybe, you know, however long it take for that person to be successful, you know. But you can't put no label on nothing. You can't let no experience, no failure, no lesson, and no success get to you is what God told me and showed me, y'all. You got to be strong by yourself. Know exactly who you are. That's your superpower. You know exactly who you are, what your problem is. Either you change them or you accept them. And you always give things balance, y'all. Balance, 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 balance. Look at it from those sides of the fence. I guess that'd be the balance right there. That's the balance. Feel good to be back to myself, y'all. Back to my prophesizing every single day happy self. Let go. Let go. I can name plenty of reasons on days that left me away from I just didn't even have the drive to get on my camera. But I started doing this every single day. Every day. Every single day. And over time, through experiences I done went through, or just, how I've been feeling, just ain't did it. But now I'm back. Consistent. Motivated. Learned more. Healed more. A cat. Ready to cut up. Ready to give and pour into. And not letting too many people around me stay. I'll pour into anybody's cup. Off first, conversation, I'll pour into your cup. Speak life into you. But you ain't gonna get the opportunity of being around me for I'm gonna only do it for so long. If you ain't doing it, I ain't receiving back, I'm gonna only do it for so long. Because I know for a fact I can keep my cup full. I can pour it to myself. I can be around myself 24/7 and keep my life full of, positive energy, high vibration. I can do that by myself. I got that power now. I don't need nobody else when I'm feeling low. I know everything to do to fill my cup back up, to keep my cup going, to keep my energy going, to keep my life going. I have those answers. I became independent. I became strong within myself. I don't need a soul. I love people. But at the same time, I would love to have, people around me or people closer to me. But if not, guess what? I'm cool without it. I'm good without it. But I'm not too, the type of, I ain't in a sense like I'm just going to stay to myself. Like I always tell people, no, I'm not going to stay to myself. But I am going to save myself for people who want to hear me. I ain't going to say this to, a person. I'm not speaking to brick walls. I haven't done that in a long time. I'd rather speak to my camera than speak to a brick wall. And speaking to my camera, I can watch these videos whenever I want to, right? Watch these videos whenever I want to. Get a sparked interest about something else. You hear me? A sparked interest about something else. Or I could just apply these to my life. You hear me? Change whatever negative thinking I see. You just don't understand. For me to talk to this camera, to one person it may seem crazy, but to me it's growth. Because I'm holding myself accountable for my thoughts and how I feel. You hear me? I love me. I want to hear me. I'm worth hearing. Before I even put these videos on any type of social media or any type of media thing, right? I know I'm my biggest fan. I keep myself going. I watch these videos. If I be sad and I want to listen to anything, I can go out and go listen to anybody. Or I can sit and listen to myself. Speak more life back into myself. I can go watch any one of my videos. You hear me? Even my sad videos. And give myself a pat on the back for being real and being vulnerable and being honest. Or change whatever it is, that negative thinking, and don't hold myself responsible for that thought, and don't let whatever thought or however I was feeling at that time affect me anymore. You got the right to tell yourself when certain negative thoughts and certain things come to your mind that, nah, this thought can't live here. Just like earlier, a little dance with the devil mentally over some shit that happened. I could have sat there and thought them evil thoughts. But then I thought to myself, well, how does this apply to where I'm going? If I want to be a doctor, can I be thinking about, can I be thinking about that? Nah. So I just told myself straight up, this thought can't live here. You got to go. I felt strong. Mainly things you can control more when you feel strong. So moral to the story is don't let things make you feel weak. Don't let things get to your head. Your mental is the most important part of you. The most important part. Your body is important, but your mental, whoo, that's just important. And even sometimes, some people, their brain, like a sociopath, don't connect to their heart. Sometimes they don't got one. But your power is having empathy for others and looking at things from both sides of the fence. That's what's going to make you wise and strong, taking your own personal opinion out of it and looking at it from a standpoint that it is what it is, no matter who it is. You hear me? Mama, daddy, you wrong, period. You don't even got to be on their line about it. You know, some people, they got to go that extra mile to let you know, oh, you got me fucked. They know they got you fucked up. They know what they doing is wrong. Or sometimes you do got that right to tell them, you know, how you feel. And if they don't honor that, then hey, you can't show them how to feel. You feel how you feel. They don't feel like you should feel like that. So what you call it? Agree to disagree. You know, you protect yourself, because that's what everyone's going to do for themselves. Protect themselves at all costs. Be as generous as you want to, but outside of you, make sure you straight. Because if not, you going backwards. You pouring into a cup that's leaking out. You hear me? You know, got cracks in it. Y'all ain't growing. Y'all, you going up and down. You hear me? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's what you're doing. Unconsciously. Gotta make it make sense. That's why you just gotta constantly self-analyze things to just make it, you know, is this helping me? You can't be stagnant. You can't be in a circle. You can't keep going, you know, I'm gonna go frontwards and then I'll make some steps to go back. You gotta keep you gotta keep it going. You know? Keep it going like this. You know, you don't wanna keep it going like this. That's the cycle. Somebody else started the cycle, and then you do this and you finish the cycle, and then y'all both just end the cycle, and nobody gets out the cycle. You hear me? It has to stop. It gotta stop. Even within myself, like I always tell people, I make these videos for myself. For other people too, but they for myself. To speak life into myself, to do better day by day, to realize better day by day, to get an opinion day by day on how I feel about things. Because, you know, sometimes you don't got nobody to vent to. But you got all these thoughts. You don't even know how you feel. You don't even know how to manage your thoughts. That's what people go pay therapists for, you know? To do what I'm doing right now. To figure themselves out. To let it go. To process it, you know? To see where the pain has started and where it has subsided to. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video, y'all, before my phone die, y'all. I'm going to end this video. Have a blessed day, you guys.